Good morning, everyone. My name is Leslie, and welcome back. If you haven't been here before, this is my little corner of the internet. Today is going to be a little quick. I'm losing my voice, my throat is raw, and to help things along, I am moving my daughter's mother in law out today. She needs to go to an assisted living, and then we are moving my daughter, son in law, and the two kids in today. So today promises to be busy. So I'm on here. I'm going to do a quick video and then I'm going to go drink lots of tea with honey and lemon. So let's get started. I wanted to show you the sorting hat. He is the Christmas sorting hat. Okay. He does sit on a candle. Let me bring you down. Okay. Just like so. I don't think that he will be sitting on a, well, maybe a flickering candle. I know it's not dark on in here, guys, but you can use your imagination, right? But I want to give him some character. So on top of the red colonial spray that I used, very much recommend using outside, very strong. I am going to use these, and these are mini metallic finger metallics, and it says I'm sorry, quality Narco products since 1949. I got these in a bag of goodies that I bought at a craft sale, like just, people selling off their craft stuff, and they are awesome. So what you do is you just take your fingertip and your item, and I think for this one I want to use a bit of a darker color. So what color is this? Nubian? All right, I will go with that. So Nubian, and you just rub your finger in it, and it's, you know what it reminds me of? Kind of the texture of an oil pastel. And then I'm just going to rub it over there. And it is so easy. You can bet that I have been searching online for these because I want many, many more. Now, I am thinking that if you had pastels, you could do it the same way. Rub it on your finger and then rub it off onto your project. These work great also. Let me bring you up just a bit. These also work good if you're highlighting things when you're making your Christmas cards. Anything that you have to highlight, these make it so easy. Excuse me. So easy. And they do wash off. You just got to be patient and give your finger a little scrub. I did try using a makeup sponge with them once. And I don't know why, it didn't have the same effect. It wasn't as dark and it didn't lay down as well. So my recommendation is stick with the finger to do it. But this is how I am getting my aged look on the hat. Okay, now for alternatives, like I said, You can try your pastels. You could try dry brushing, of course. There's a lot of very talented dry brushers around who could do this. You could try what? They're right behind me here. That's the words I'm looking for. If you happen to have mica powder around, you could use some mica powder and just lay a touch of glue where you want your mica powder to stay and use that. I'm sure that would work. The only thing about mica powder is that it would give it kind of a glimmer, right? If you don't want to highlight your creases in this project, then you don't need to worry about this step. Now, sealing this stuff, gotta get my finger in there, is even easier. It's the same seal that I'm going to use on it anyway. So, here we go. Let me do this. And that is how I would finish my sorting hat, okay? I am going to complete him with some Krylon Odor Clear sealant. But first I have to do a touch-up here by the pom-pom and decide what I want to do with the pom-pom. And I am thinking that my pom-pom will have what do they call it? I've only got one jar of it, and it's kind of like a felt that you can put on like you do sprinkles or glitter, any of those types of things. And so I think that I will try that to give him a fuzzy pom-pom for Christmas. And I think before I go too much further in getting this off, I forgot that I wanted to just go around the edge here and darken it up a bit too. Because of course, he's an older hat. There we go. That's more how I wanted him. I want him to have a touch of the grunge. So I'm just making sure to get that part established. There we go. Just like that. He is ready to rock except for his pom-poms. Just give me 1 second. I need to get this off. So now pom-pom time. You know what I found, guys, that I think will be even better? I found my sugar beads. But you could for sure just give it a paint job. You could for sure just use some glitter if you wanted. But I want to try and see how the micro beads work. So, a touch of glue. And for my glue, I am going to use my Elmer's because I know that it will dry clear. Good old Elmer's glue. Now, I am just going to use the paintbrush and get the glue all over. Just like so. You could do the same thing with your glitters. Like I said, you could paint it. You can do it with it whatever you want. You could just leave it the white of the plastic. But I want to give him a little character, so I'm adding some. Now, I'm just going to do this. Then I'm going to turn them over and do it from this side. Let's see if you... Now let me check the bottom. One more pour right here. And he should be all covered. We can tip him back up. And that is the end with our sugar beets. I will set it back on the candle for you guys to see. And this is what you end up with. A nicely darkened and highlighted hat with sugar beads on the pom-pom, okay? Stuff that you can do yourself, like I said, with other supplies. Because a lot of my supplies, I just got in craft sales at a scrapbooking weekend that I used to go to. And people were selling off their supplies. And so I could just take and buy like a box for $5. And then I would go ahead and go through it and start using stuff. And like I said, some of the stuff I found, like the finger rubs, I have no idea like where they got them, but they sure are awesome. So now I will probably do a second layer on the pom-pom art. But in person, you can see the glitter of these sugar beets. So he is pretty well done. He will be sealed, of course. What else did I make for Christmas in July? I did a set of coasters. I love these coasters. They didn't take long at all. They were a two-hit wonder, because all the coasters themselves were done on one plate, and then the holder was done on another plate. And I did myself a little axle. I think that's how you say it. Axle. Yeah. I did myself a little character, and there's some more printing off. They're so cute. And I love this filament, so I did another one of them. I have my granddaughter's birthday present finishing up over there. And on the A1, we are doing some more of these. So things are rolling right along. Now, when I do this, I take and I paint the eyes. It did have, it was set up to print the eyes. It was set up to add the white and the black. But there was a lot of waste. I'm doing it as one color in a rainbow type of filament or in a double color filament. Allowed for no waste, right? Just enough to push it through and then start to print. But this way it didn't have to change from black to white to black to white to, get its job done. So I will paint them in myself. You saw the signs. Oh, I still can't show you that one. That is it for now, guys. Like I said, it's been a very, very busy time here, moving people in and out and all about. But, things will get done and life in the craft room will resume. Next thing will probably be a card. I need to get started. Oh my goodness, I'm so late. I need to get started on my Christmas cards. So that will probably be the next project. And possibly a Christmas cup done, like the glass ones done with vinyl. So if you don't have a sublimation printer or a DTF or whatever the fancy things are now, some good old vinyl will make you a beautiful Christmas cup or glass, sorry. So we'll probably do a cup and a matching card type combination. Please let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see the process of cutting out the embellishments for things like cards? Or would you rather I just show you what I used and put it together? I know there is a lot of videos out there about how to cut out with your Cricut, how to cut out with your Silhouette, how to cut out with your die cut machines. And I'm just wondering if you would just like kind of a narrow down, here's what I used and here's what we're doing with what came from them. Okay? Other than that, I hope you all have a great weekend and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye.